Okay, that's fine. So I will send you the link so that in case you want to refer back to it later. So aside from the home page, the first thing you want to do, make sure that you turn editing on. If you don't turn it on, you won't be able to do anything. Turn editing on, that gives you the ability to add. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's very unlikely for this start time for you to start developing course from the scratch, right? It's very unlikely you start developing from the scratch. You are doing some of the courses you have already done, then you now add to it. But as time goes on, you'll be able to develop course on your own. Okay. Now, on your homepage, or maybe using the search button, let's say, for instance, I want to go on to chemistry. Just going to KS3 science. I grouped all of them together. KS3 is from year 7 to year 9.
I know, to year 9.
So click on that, then it's going to bring out the course. Is this second one? This first one into deleted it. I now split it into year 7, year 8, year 9. This is chemistry. You understand? So let's say chemistry now, right? Then we come here. Since you have turn editing on, if you scroll down, we'll now switch to add an activity or resource. Do you understand? So it is addition of this that will now tell you or make you to select what you want to add. Okay. But I will love, I know that I think you really prefer chemistry, but I will prefer, let me start with maths. Do you understand?
No problem, no problem.
So let me go back then to KS3 maths, for instance. Right, then I click on that. Again, it's split into numbers, algebra, probability, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's say, for instance, I'm trying to add something very easy, maybe on numbers. Under the number tab, I just scroll down. I already have a lot of questions here already, right? So, but let me add to something. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to create the quiz. Quiz is like the question paper.
Yeah.
So from inside, you can now put different questions inside. How do you create the quiz? You come to add an activity or resource, as I mentioned.
Okay.
So an activity or resource. You have it on the YouTube, so don't worry. I think, yeah.
Okay.
So when you click on that, it's going to bring up this window. So you can see different activities that you can add. Assignments, charts, choice, database, and so on and so forth. The one you want, because you want to create a quiz, is click on quiz. Select on the quiz and you click add. Have I lost you?
No.
Okay. Don't worry, you'll get it. It's very straightforward. So let's say I want to add quiz on, let's have a look. I'm going to get what I do majorly is there are a lot of people that have developed questions that makes that you can just go to their website, pick questions, and yes, so you don't need to start kind of starting
scrambling your head to set questions.
So I like this Math Jenny, for instance. It's group all the questions from grade.
Maths what?
Math Jenny. I'll send it to you as well. mathjenny.co.uk.
Okay.
Okay, so you have grade 1 question. Then you put all the topics and everything. Then grade 2, all the way down to grade 9. Do you understand?
Okay.
So normally, because of KS3, I'm going to start with grade 1. So let's say, for instance, I want to write question on, let's say, factors and multiples,
Okay.
right? So you have the video explanation here, which if you click this, it's going to give you to the video explanation the man has done himself. So a lot of times there's a way I can embed this on my website, right?
Okay.
It's still on the YouTube, but they
We
will be
can
able to
do-
access it directly instead of going to many places to do
Okay.
that. So number 2, we're looking at factors. So these are exam questions, right? And you also have the exam booklet and likewise the solution, which is like the answer. So if I click on exam questions, for instance, so write down a multiple of 7.
I'm not seeing.
You can't see my pen.
I'm not seeing all the things here. I just see plain this thing. The only thing I'm seeing here.
Sorry. Let me reshare. Because what happened, I'm actually picking from another. There we go. Yeah. So let me go back so that you can see. So this is what I was showing before. So you see grade 1 question, all the various topics.
Okay.
Then grade 2, the same thing, grade 3, all the way down to grade 9.
All right.
Yeah. So if I want to do a question on maybe factors and multiples, for instance, I just click on either the exam question or this, right? In fact, at times, so let's say I do, to even make it, I cannot use the solution because what it does is to do a PDF of the question and just put the answer directly.
Oh, better.
So from just pick the answer, right? So that is one, but I want to do something very easy that you can easily pick without any problem. Write down the value of, okay. Now let's do something actually very easy first. So let's go to addition and subtraction. Okay, cool. So we have this, work out this. Yeah. So this just like, I mean, a primary or nursery school boy or girl can Now, but what I want to use this to do is to show you how I can use the website to generate this question.
Okay.
So that these numbers will be changing. This is clearly addition of 3-digit number with 2-digit number with carryover. So if the question is the same, the student can master the answer. So you are not you are not showing that they know it or not. But if every time they go there, this number is changing automatically. So they have the knowledge, not just the answer. Do you understand? Now, it may take a few minutes. Do you want us to do it or are you tired?
No, continue. So that when you send the whatever, I will now concretize the whole thing.
That's fine. Okay, so let me say this, for instance, work out this. I'll just copy this, right? I know it's a 3-digit number. Then I'll just, let me go to, I'm going to share the website now where we're going to do. So under here, yeah, you can see the Talent and Careers web now. Okay, so I'll just add addition
and subtraction.
Right, so description, you don't need to put anything. All what you are doing is like you are forming your paper, like those white pages of paper. This is what quiz is all about. It is inside the paper you now write the question, but the first thing is get the paper out first. So scroll down. Now there is only 2 things you need to change. Number 1, the name of the paper, which is the name of the word you want to add. Then I don't use timing at the moment. Timing will be maybe the one to do every question that 1 minute. I don't use at the moment. Grade, leave that. Layout, grade that. Question behavior is what you have to change. So question behavior, click on that. By default, it's going to give you deferred feedback. Deferred feedback means if they answer the question, if they have 10 questions, it's going to wait at the end of the 10 questions before giving them feedback, but I don't want that. I want them to answer 1 question, they see if they answer it correctly or wrong, so that they can ask, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong? So you need to change that to immediate. feedback.
Okay.
Immediate feedback. Make sure you click off. Then you scroll down. You don't change any other thing here apart from question behavior.
Okay.
And the name. Those are the two things. You now come down and click. You can either use save and return, but I prefer save and display.
Okay.
Save and display. It's now going to bring up the screen.
Okay.
Will tell you that no questions have been added yet. So we created the paper. We now need to start putting questions into the question paper.
Okay.
So what do I do next?
You have copied only one question. Edit quiz.
Yes. So I now go down. I don't use edit quiz because I prefer to set the question first.
Okay.
So I'll scroll down to the question bank I mentioned the other time. Is on your right hand side down. On question banks, click on question bank, click this drop down button. Then you now go into questions.
Okay.
So what you want to do is start putting questions inside the quiz that you have created.
But you only copied just one.
Don't worry. I don't even need to copy, but I just do. So this is where I'm getting the question from them because they already have some. So it's easier for you to know if this is a question you want to do. You know how to locate it. Copy one. You don't really have to, right? So now it's going to bring you under the question bank. Now note that where it says select a category, you need to set your questions inside that quiz you have created. So you need to select this drop-down button and select default for addition and subtraction. Let me go back there. Once you click questions banks, question, it's going to bring you here. Change this to default for addition. The purpose is to set your questions inside like the file or the folder or the quiz you have created so that you don't keep on looking for questions here and there, that everything is in a single place. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, once you've done that, scroll down, go on to create a new question. So all what we are doing is setting our question. We are creating our questions. Later, we now go and arrange them in the quiz. So make sure that all the questions are inside this place. So create a new question. Now, this where is getting very interesting. There are lots of questions types that you can create. You can create multiple choice. You can create true or false. You can create matching, numerical, essay, or algebra calculated. But the one I make use of that allows you to change the numbers automatically is this one that is called formulas.
Okay.
You understand? If you are doing something that you don't need the answer to be dynamic or the question to be dynamic, you can use either of these. Embed close is another one, but formulas is the only one that can change the questions automatically.
Okay.
Then you now click add.
So when you add, what will I? Okay.
Yep, it's going to bring up this new page. So the category is here. Give a question name. You can say the same thing. Maybe this, okay, I can say Q01, question 1. Right? You see the reason for this later by using 01 to be able to align everything from 1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah. No.
Now, here we do a little bit of computer programming. Because you want the numbers to be changing automatically, you are going to click variables. You are going to declare your variables. Right? Don't worry.
So not be small work.
I'm going for one. But to be very, very honest with you, see, I really enjoy this. And the reason being, not just like maybe one is doing a hard work, you are developing yourself.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I mean, that's why I could say by God's grace, one is very competitive, very, very competitive. any once. That's why people say, oh, have you seen this tutorial? You need to, we have good referrals. I've said to people, I've only made an advert once since I started. And that was because in a Redeemed Church, the lady I was teaching, when you are teaching Ashley, mom is a member to Redeem, and they were doing the women program some times ago. She said that I should pay for a subscription in what they are distributing for that program. That is the only time I have made advertisements since more than 6-7 years ago. No single advert. Starting with 7 kids, we have more than maybe 30, 40. All the students are passed through more than 100, if I'm right.
Wow.
Do you understand? So it's because people say that the soup that is sweet is money you to develop it.
No, sir.
Exactly. So exactly. Now you want anything that will stand the test of time, that's very innovative, you develop, you put a lot of strategy to get it up to standard, then it's difficult for people to compete against it. People, as how do you do it? I just smile at them. Fellow king.
The process is long.
Why do I know maths? How do I know programming? I say, see, it's just simple. Just do one thing at a time, bit by bit. And I don't see anything so challenging or so big or so long. Provided it's doable, I want to set my mind to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So don't be surprised from chemistry to math. Now we are doing a little bit of programming.
Yeah.
But you will enjoy it, to be honest, as time goes on. So now, if I paste the question I copied here, we say the logic here is we are adding 3-digit number to 2-digit number. So these are the things I'm adding together to make it easier. Let me make it here. This is red. This is, let me make that blue. These are the variables. These are the numbers I'm playing with. So we'll call them variables here. Now I want these numbers to be changing, not to be static, to be dynamic. So I'm going to represent, I say let A equals 3-digit number. If I like, I can say from 111 to 999. So the system will be picking any number within this range from 111 to 999. It could pick
you use column to represent
curly brackets. You must use curly bracket. That's because this use a kind of a program that you have to use specific syntax, specific keyboard.
Okay, you can't use ordinary
comma. No. Right. It's just, I think it's here. Just feel that I use specific thing. But
no problem.
You see the bit later. So here
I normally use bracket to do that if I'm putting formula for calculation in Excel spreadsheet.
Yes. But because of
this one uses curly.
Yes. And it is only in your random variable, declaring a random variable that you have to exactly here. You use every other thing. This one simply means the values in this place is assigned. The values in that place is assigned to that variable A. And you close it back.
Okay.
Right? If I like, I can say be going in steps of 5. So the first digit is going to pick, or the random, maybe 115, then 120, 125, or 225.
So this thing now, this other column you put and 5 means step of 5.
Thank you. Thank you. If I like, say 10. If I like, say 1. The purpose of this is if I want odd numbers throughout. So I can say this to be 10. I say keep on going in steps of 2 if I want an even number. If I want odd numbers, always go in step of 1 or in step of 2. So I need to set this to be odd number. You get the point?
Yeah.
So, but the major primary thing here is I want a 3-digit number, so I don't really need this.
All right.
Now, once I've said this is my A, which represents this one, I put in red, put semicolon. I want to declare another variable. You use a semicolon to separate your variables. So I've declared A. I want to declare B. B is a 2-digit number. I'll do the same thing. Start from 11 to 99.
Okay.
Have I lost you?
No.
Good.
You
Now,
repeated what you have there, but the only thing, this is 2 digits, this is 3.
absolutely, because
And
that's
then
the
this
type
is
of
not a colon, this is semicolon, right?
semicolon, yeah, semicolon, to separate each variable I'm declaring. If I like, I can declare another variable, C equals, put whatever I like, I'll close it.
Okay.
So you must use semicolon to separate the variable.
Yeah.
If not, the system will mark it wrong for you, okay? Now, what should the student do is to add the two together. And the system, the website must recognize the correct answer. How is the correct answer recognized? I can call it say answer. That's under global variables equals A plus B.
Okay.
So the system, any value of A that is selected randomly, any value of B, the system will pick them, add them together. Once they are added together, any answer that the student puts in, the computer will compare that student answer with this value here. If it's correct, we'll mark it correct. If it's wrong, mark it wrong. You'll get it.
Okay.
Now, I don't really need this here, but let me leave it there. So I can, what I normally do, for a reason, I just put maybe add and subtract, or addition and subtraction, you know, anything, addition and subtraction. Okay, that's under the main question. I now scroll down to this place that is called part 1. Under the part 1, the first item you have is what is the mark you want to attach if the student answer it correctly. By default, I use 1 mark. Yep.
Of course, one is okay.
Absolutely. Now, what is the answer type you are expecting the student to put in? It could be a number, it could be a numeric, it could be numeric formula, it could be algebraic formula. Don't worry about all these things, leave it by default to numbers. You get to view about the rest later, okay?
Okay.
Now, what is the answer that the student, the computer should be comparing? It is what we have already declared here, ANS equals A plus B.
Okay.
So I'm going to put in here, answer is ANS. Happy so far?
Okay.
If you are dealing with decimals, you are going to do something about this. If not, system may, if the student put in answer as 3, for example, the system may work it out as 2.999999999. As a result of that, it's going to mark the answer wrong, the student wrong, even though it is correct, because of the way the student calculates its own. So to prevent that, I normally say that the error should be less than, I just put 00001 and tick this box. So that if there is any error, it cannot be greater than this.
Okay.
But if you are dealing with decimals, that's the only time you use this.
Okay.
You understand? Now, we are not dealing with units. We are not dealing with placeholder. We don't really need anything. So I will ignore those. The way I need to put in is this, the part text. What is the question that the student should, that the system should display to the students? I'll paste what I copied the other time. But remember, this is a variable, A. So I'm now going to say, changes to this one, and this is my variable B. So that whatever the system picks, the random number of A is what is going to appear here. Random number of B is what's going to appear here. Right? And to make it neat, I say equals, I use this. That is like an answer box where the student should type in the answer. I think this is the last thing we need to do here. Then we now come on to say there's something we need to do, but let me show you what's going to happen first. Save changes and continue editing. If there is no mistake in your variable, there's no syntax error, there's no semicolon error, if system recognizes everything, is going to show here. You can now preview your question. So if I click on preview, I need to, let me show, because the system will show you that. Let me stop sharing and bring that back on so I can see my screen now properly. Right, that's what we've just done. Work out 161 plus 15. And if I click start again, it's going to give me different options. 393 plus 96.
Okay.
You see that it's changing automatically.
Yeah.
So if I put in the answer here, this is going to be 709, is it?
709.
Yep. So if I click check, it marks it that it is correct. So this has a lot of advantages. Number one, it prevents me to be marking manually.
Yeah.
If number two, I can't be traveling to where the student to be marking the work.
That is it.
And if they are sending work to me, is a lot of. Number two, I can use this to get as many questions as possible. So that not just the students getting a knowledge of 1 or 2 questions, I can give them 10 or 20 or more questions.
And the same thing to be sure they know.
Absolutely makes it very easy. It allows me to be able to deal.
But it's easier to set this thing in maths. If possible, is it to do this in physics and chemistry?
Yeah, I have that in physics and chemistry as well. But not as straightforward. Not as straightforward as anything numeric. For instance, in chemistry, I'm going to show you some, and physics as well. But it's far easier in maths. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The science is coming up as well. For instance, I've had loads of, like, maybe paper 1 or topic 1 or topic 2. Some of them that are involving numeric, we could get it like this. The one that involves writing, we get them, but we have to mark it manually, not marked automatically. But at least some that are marked automatically make the work much easier rather than doing everything manually. Okay?
Makes the work easier.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's one thing about this. You can actually get a lot of things done, right? So that's about that. Now, let's go back to the screen again, to the last thing we need to do. So now, I actually want to show you, what about if the students answer the question incorrectly?
I think it will show wrong.
Absolutely.
Like watching that Oladele.
Yes.
When he go face on where it was showing, is it yellow or?
Yes. So it's going to mark it wrong, right? And I'll say one possible correct answer is this. But in addition, what I do, I normally write like steps or programs that help the student to see, oh, this is how to do this.
Like the answer.
Thank you. So that if I am not there and they are doing it, because I normally give work to students to do, not when I'm teaching them. If they answered anything correctly, they can see the steps to how to work it out.
Yeah.
So it's like the tutor with them as well. So that's the last thing that I'm quickly going to show you before I allow you to go and sleep, because
you will write the.
I'm tired. I'm a bit tired myself.
You study computer science?
No, I study mathematics. But all these things, I learned it, I studied myself. Yeah, so.
But someone developed the website for you?
Yeah, the
website is complex.
Well, not really. Maybe because you are starting first time, to be honest.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I think you are simple. It's very straightforward. Of course, to be honest, I mean, it took time for me to
perfect it. Like
yes, yes. So let's say once we've done putting your part something, you now come here, show more.
Okay.
Right, you scroll down. You now come under this lastly for any incorrect answer. Right? So I can now put here solution. Then I'll now say from A plus B. Now, whatever A is going to be displayed here. Okay, so I can now say arrange as A. Then let me say I push this. How will it be? Okay, I'll put this here. B. Then I can now say put this under the then I'll now say arms. Simple, right? So let me save this and you will see how it comes when we display it. So let's say, for instance, I put 9, which is incorrect. I click on check. So it just says from this, arrange as this. Then, of course, now I need to push this one more left to the right, so that,
Okay.
so, yeah. So let's say I'll do that here. So let's save. Let's resume screen sharing. Say start again. Say 0, 7. Yep, looks a bit nicer this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very straightforward. So just add together. These are just fillers so they can see this. Some of them, they may arrange these 6 under this 4.
Which is wrong.
Thank you. So this is just a way of, supporting. So they are quite a lot. This is just one little part of the Moodle system, right? And as I mentioned, there are lots that could be achieved, but I think it's good for you to start.
The thing there is, if I get the like what you said you sent,
Yes.
and I listen to it and read
Okay.
it over and over, and I
Okay.
will be able to.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Any question before we go? I know I'll give you a lot of work tonight.
That is my